What did she say? Jin, what's up? What's up? I don't know. Oh, goodness. Are you coming up, Jin?
Of course, yep.
Is she? I get scared when she flies blind. There we go. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. We're not late. Ill prepared? Maybe that's the term that I should use this morning. Hey, Jin. Oh, you're in the building. You're going to sit. Are you going to sit? Do you want your mat? It's all about the cat. Where'd I put her? I put her mat somewhere. Where'd I put it? I had it right here. Sorry, just a minute. I don't know. I literally put it on the ground with the intention of putting it up if she came up. She'll have to have mine for now.
She's fine.
Oh, sitting under the advent box. Jin, wait. There you go. This is not a Pets R Us show, I promise. It's Chandler's Cottage and it's Monday morning. Did I put... Yeah, I think I put up a vivid... I may have put Sunday up as the title. I'll have to go back and fix it later. Oh, good morning, Bridget, Liz. Good morning. Hello, Donna. Good morning, Sue McGonchi. Liz Sullivan, you're always so polite and welcome everybody in the room when you walk in. I just think that's lovely. Good morning, Rosemary. Roslyn, good morning. Cold in Sydney, I can match your cold. I so can match your cold this morning. Debbie, good morning to you. Good morning, Louise. Julie's here. Louise, I designed your menu for an escape yesterday. Just saying. I did. I've done your menu. Julie, good morning. Yvonne, hello. Nancy Cook, good morning. Yes, Miss Jin is here, just off camera. You know, she likes you to know that she's here, but just want to make out that you're important or anything. Lynn, good morning. Denise is here too. Oh, that's lovely. Hey, it is a chilly one, and it is a long weekend, and it throws me. Does it throw you? It so throws me when we change our routine. I'm amazed 24 of you are here, to be quite honest, because it's just all over the place. And to be honest, we are open today, so for us to feel like we've had any time to ourselves this weekend, I moved the show to Monday, and I find that works for us because we're also open today. We planned ages ago to be open today, so we're open from 10 till 4. Here, I've baked shortbread, and Rob's going to have the urn on soon so that it... What?
You can see under the table.
What do you mean you can see under the table? Can you see my legs? Thank goodness I haven't got my jammy pants on. You know what happened? I don't know, but did you move the camera when you were putting the quilt up? Well, something weird happened because when I came in this morning, my head was chopped off. And I couldn't make the lens any bigger, so I tilted it. That's okay. I'm really glad I'm not in my jammies or my work pants or any... I never have come out in my pyjama pants, but Murphy's Law, it would be today. Good morning, Barb. Yesterday... Oh, no, I moved it, and I put up a big thing that we'd moved it, and I even matched the image to our open day image, and well, you just have to have another coffee and a muffin this morning, Bob. Just do another one. That's fine. But I will be here next Sunday morning. Absolutely. That's set in stone. Good morning, Del. Good morning, Maureen. Marg is here. Kay, good morning to you. So, yes, we moved it all around. So, yes, if you'd like to come today, the shortbread is baked. The kettle will be on, or the urn will be on, with coffee and tea outside, so you can help one. You can ruck up and have a walk around the veranda if you like. Yesterday, Rob and I, we gardened. I can feel it for about 4 hours, and the damage may last quite a while. We hadn't done a lot of repetitive digging, let's just put it that way, just for a little while. Anyway, it's all good. Now, this morning, first of all, we have a technical issue. Robert did a beautiful vivid sign, and I forgot to tell him you cannot see yellow on TV. So we're just going to change this. I'm just going to colour it in. with my highlighter here, like that. There you go. Now we'll be able to see it. So today's search word is vivid, okay? And we've got back, it doesn't happen very often, it might happen more now that I look after Jason, but we're by popular demand, we got some vivid back in. Now when I say popular demand, it wasn't actually about Chandler's Cottage, it was about some of my beautiful shop owners. They wanted more vivid. So it has arrived by sea freight from Seattle, from Jason's warehouse. And just when I was about to place the order, there's a lot that's come in. The Halcyon Tonals came in on one, and then we've got another one arriving this week with other new fabrics and interwovens here. And just as I was about to place the order, I went, wait a minute, I think I'd like some more too. So by popular demand for our other shops, but also I wanted to get it back from us because it went super quick the first time and you may have missed out. So this is Jason's gorgeous vivid print, and when I was speaking to him, we're not the only ones that love it. He has had to reprint, I think he said 3 or 4 times, because it's been very popular in the States as well, and it's just a beautiful big vibrant print. What I'm excited about here is that now we have our Halcyon Tonals in. So all those beautiful new ones that I showed you last week. Good morning, Bernadette. So you don't have to apologize for being late. It's absolutely cool. Deanna, hello, how are you? It's leaving the building tomorrow. I'm sorry it's delayed, but it's out the door tomorrow. Rob's doing the paperwork. As soon as the show is over, it's all packed, ready to go. So for those of you in Costa Rica, my pumpkin pin cushion pattern is coming to you. These are all of the Halcyons. Now, you know I haven't got a lot left here because I've been using them for our ongoing saga of the disappearing 9 patch, but just have a look. Can you see that? It's actually very close to exactly the same print, so you can actually go through all of your Halcyons and match them up. I've used mine. This is very frustrating. Hang on. I've started the 9 patch this morning. Let's just find. Look, see? Matchy matchy. Fantastic. So I've popped, against my better judgment, I have, because I've got to cut them, I've popped just another 4 charm packs up because there will be a chance for Susie to cut them this week for you. Susie's actually in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, not her usual Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So she comes in on Tuesday and cuts all of your mail orders from the Sunday show. That's kind of our little routine. So I look at any extra stuff that she needs or special requests on Gin Quiet on a Monday, and then she comes through and fills orders on a Tuesday. She's here Wednesday this week. So she will be cutting. I'm not going to be here Wednesday. I'm going to run and hide. I was anyway, but hide from her when she sees she's got to cut some more. So I'll pop that back up there for you. So it's yum. Now there's lots of different things you can do with it. Of course, straight up bag panels, twisted knitting bag pattern, perfect. Put some, all of the beautiful ombre colors through. If you want an ombre to go with this, just let me know. There's probably about 10 down there that will go with this print because there's so much color in it. If you use Black Magic with it, it will contrast because a digital black is slightly different to a saturated 2-sided solid black, which is what our Maywood Studio Black Magic is. I don't even know if you know that it's Maywood. It is. It's Maywood. And it's the stock they run all their high quality prints on. So it's gorgeous stuff. There will be a slight difference because there's a different hue to the black. That is actually to your advantage if you want a contrast. But I'm also getting in Jason's black, which is the perfect match to his black. So that's all in the works at the moment that we're doing this. Oh my goodness, where'd you all come from? What happened? Did you just all get here? What happened? Thank you, Deanna. It kind of just ran along with doing 3 shows last week. It's a bit late leaving. Is Liz not well? Oh my goodness, Liz, get well soon. Sorry, I didn't know. I'm just seeing that come up. Get well soon, Liz. Sue's here from California. That's lovely. Elizabeth is here. Sorry, I missed you. And Michelle, good morning. Hi, Chris Otto. Is it foggy? It's really foggy out here. I bet it's foggy in Houston. Okay. So this morning, I'm happy to report that the handy Hexy zipper purse that we designed together live on Facebook is now in the final throes of final edit tomorrow morning, and then it is ready to go. So that's what I'm going to show you this morning. I promised an update on the advent color as we went with stock. It seriously is not a panic buy thing, but some people that said they need to save up a bit or have other priorities this week or next week or in the months to come, I promised an update just so you know where we're at. So we've sold over a third already. Thank you. Really, thank you so much, of the advent for this year. So we're over a third sold, and I'll keep you updated on how that's going. So if you're coming today, you'll be able to order it today when you're here if you want to. I've got it, the envelopes and the fabrics as a teaser out on the round table in the shop for you. So I'll chuck that down there. So we've got that print back up, and we've also got this beautiful one. And for the life of me, you're right there, if the camera's that way, just so rude. That's better. Thank you. Look at the camera. Thank you. There's a special name for it. Evie at Robert Kaufman told me it once, because I was looking at actually using this design in Melba at one stage. If I hold that up for you, it's sort of like a vase, and it goes out and in and out and in. I'm sure Jason knows what it is. I'll have to ask him, but it's very, very yummy, and I love it. And I have plans. There are plans. You might remember what those plans are. I have plans for this. So that's back in as well. You know, I'm going to tell you what the plan is now. Do you remember? This is the plan. This is the plan. The designer tote in its shiny cover that's making it hard for you to see, sorry. This is the plan. So I'm going to put that Vivid, hang on, let me take it out of the bag. And at the moment, what can you see? A bit of bright zip, my coffee, my phone, and a dirty iron. Sorry about that. This is the plan. It's going here, and then I'm going to run all the new Vivids when they get here next week across there. So that is what I'm excited about, and then the Vivids will be in the purse. So this is an example where I am going to use black magic with the black, and we're going to get that little bit of contrast in it. So that's next week. Yippee! Yippee, yippee. Now, this print here, you have, can you see behind me? It's in a cushion. And this morning, it probably was not a good day to mention it. I might need to mention it again next Sunday as well, because a few people are away. But you've got an opportunity to spend the day with, in my eyes, a megastar, an absolute megastar. She is a good mate of mine, but she just blows my mind. And our friendship started long time ago, doing, well, no, like way back when I first went to her shop, and then a long time ago now it feels like we did DVDs together for Quilter's Companion. So yes, Michelle Marvick, we are planning on having in the building. Now, I'm going to need to know from you if you want to come and when you can come, because I've got two opportunities to get Michelle here. The first one is the first week in September, and that week we actually need to run it, if we do it then, during the week, because Michelle is going to pop in literally with hubby in the camper van and stay with us for a couple of days if we do it in September, and then she's got to be at Quilt Encounter in South Australia, and I can't have her here too much after that because I won't be worth living with, because the week after that is the Melbourne exhibition. Yeah, full on. So that's opportunity number one. The second opportunity is in March. So let me know if you've got anything really important in March where you couldn't come, or you'd love to come in March, and we're fitting that in between Michelle getting back from the Travel Right Tour to Antarctica, and then she's off again at the start of May, going to take a tour to Europe or something. This girl is an absolute jet setter now. So we've got these two beautiful little windows. We need to choose one. And I said to Michelle, well, I'm going to ask the girls over the next week when you'd like to come, if you want to come, because it's only going to be a week and a bit after the Autumn Creative Escape, and it's only going to be a week and a half before the Melba exhibition. So you might go, too much Chandler's Cottage, too much Melba, too much Leesa, too much, well, you could say too much food, but all of that, too much. I would like to do it in March. Or you're like, yeah, bring it on, start of September, fantastic, and I've got something else on in March. So if you would like to come, I'll show you what we're doing in a tick. Please email me at info@Chandler's Cottage if you'd like more information, and of course you want to know how much is it going to cost. Email me and I will let you know all the information you've got. And then if you have emailed me and you do one in, you will get first dibs on the class. There will only be 12 in the class. It's going to be an amazing day with Michelle. This is what we're doing. So our vivid print, now you know why I had to get more in as well. So I've got a bolt set aside for this. So this is Michelle's project that we're doing. And sneaky, like I snuck in some of the interwoven for our woven pincushion kits, at the same time I snuck in, I don't know that you can see it, hang on, I just hold on 2 ticks, I'm going to put the camera up. So Michelle has made this especially for Chandler's Cottage here with Jason's. Isn't that incredible? So we're going to fussy cut down the vivid for here, and then we're going to foundation piece all of these in. And if you look closely too, look at all of these beautiful black and grey prints that she's used. These are already packed. We've secretly been doing this on the sly. The pre-cut packs are ready for the workshop already in all of these blacks. So what you see is what you're going to get, is exactly the same prints of everything that's in here. So a day with Michelle is kind of, this almost becomes, I'm not going to say irrelevant, but secondary to spending a day with her, because she is so generous with her time, with her knowledge, what she teaches. She's fantastic. I mean, the woman's got the most amazing book. Look at this. And she will have these available. She's very hard to get these books, and she'll have this available on the day as well for you. Look at this. She's just a buzz. I love her. And that's one of the cool things about now having a shop shed. I can bring my mates in to do a workshop. Anyway, so please let me know if you would like to do have a day with Michelle, even if you just put Michelle as the topic and then just put March or January or either, and then Michelle and I will work it out from there. Oh, Debbie, it's absolutely gorgeous. I must. Pauline, yeah, you need to move down south. It's all happening down here. It's and there's changes of seasons and everything, so you can go to freezing cold in winter if you like, after autumn, and then spring again. It's being silly in the Victorian now. Anyway, so that's the big boss. But she doesn't teach that much now, and when you can get her, I got to have her. She teaches a lot in shops around New South Wales near where she lives, and then she'll do a big thing like Quilt Encounter, and then she just goes overseas all the time. If you've been on a tour with Michelle, you'll know what I'm talking about. And in fact, we actually have her coming through with a Travel Right tour in October, which is even more exciting. There's a Victorian and Tassie tour, so and they're coming all the way out from the city to say hi to Chandler's Cottage, which is like very nerve-wracking and exciting all at the same time. So in Vivid, there's this gorgeous thing here, and then there's also this one I'm going to show you in the Hexie purse. This is another gorgeous one up here. I've popped them all under the word Vivid today. It's psychedelic, and it's what I'm going to use as the lining in the designer tote. Like, telling you all of that now. So that's up there as well. Now there's going to be a fair bit going on special this week. I'm popping them up on special in the shop today, and then it's almost like a reminder. There's a few things that I've still got from our last Banyan Boutique sale. So I'll be honest, because you know I had so much stock for my boutique collection that's coming out that we don't need to keep now. So I'll just start popping a few of them back in the special basket and pop a little tag on them, and I'll let you know when they're up. But they will be up today if you're coming into the shop. We'll put the special signs up for you. But I have put these up. These are the colour movement fabrics, and I think I have told you this story before, that this print was originally one of Dougie's. So Doug that used to run Kona Bay, the beautiful Doug that ran Kona Bay. This was one of his, and when he decided to close his textile company, Jason bought this design off him because it went so well with all of Jason's prints, and it digitally printed really well. So that beautiful little print, and while it wasn't designed to be, it is a fantastic complementary print to put with Indigenous prints because of all the little waves and all the little dots. So I went back and updated all of the stock last night with Rob's help. I've only got these little pieces that are left, and I have marked them down to $10 a metre. So half a metre is $5, less than normal fat quarter. So they are up this morning for you if you want to go and grab them. This is particularly beautiful, and this does go with Melba in terms of colour. And there's a gorgeous, like a gum leaf green down the bottom, two beautiful blues, a dark green, and these really gorgeous vivacious is the only term. And look how well it looks with the vivid. Really, really nice. So I've popped those up for you this morning. I've also popped back up under Vivid my little pin cushions because there's not that much of these left. I will be reprinting them later on when I print that big one that I'm doing the stitchery of, but I've popped them under Vivid this morning just in case. And mugs, ones from Thursday night. Last week was madness, wasn't it, doing 3 shows? So Margaret's beautiful kits that we talked about on Thursday night. Now, if you've got a YouTube friend, which is someone that doesn't do Facebook and haven't done YouTube, I do apologise, or please apologise to them. I downloaded it to pop onto YouTube, and I forgot to do it. So I'm going to do that this morning as well as uploading this show. But these are the kits from Thursday night that we went through with all the beautiful stitcheries, all pre-done with the pin cushions and everything in her kits. I have marked them again this morning because the stock is now updated. We've already sold out of quite a few, and we don't have, this is all I have left. And in the scheme of things, it's not much. So I've just marked them up again under this word as well for our YouTube friends when they get to it. So I sat Saturday and sewed. Pretty much the whole day. Well, it was raining. We couldn't garden on Saturday. So I have made 3 more hexies and finished the one that we started originally. So the story with this pattern, final edits are being done. This will be the first thing on Cass's list tomorrow morning to complete. So I know that it's going to be finished tomorrow. And I'm just looking at the floor. There is 4 meters of orders sitting on the floor. Now they're only on the floor because I had all of the boxes from my sales managers around Australia in the way to put up a trestle table to put the orders on. But they're all sitting very neatly, and it's about 4 meters long of piles like this because we did 3 shows last week and then we got a bit busy and a bit behind. So I'm sending them out. Well, they'll get processed today. So if you've got an order in and you do order something this morning, it will get combined in and I'll refund your postage for you, like we've like we've been doing during the week. We had hoped to finish them, and I told you we would, but it didn't quite happen. Sorry. I was really busy on Friday, super busy. So this is the final edit. I know I've said it once, but I've said it again, please don't buy the pattern if you are a member of A Quilter's Life. If you are a member, for your $10 a month, your pattern will be uploaded for you later this week. Cass will finish the hard copy, and then I'll get her to quickly throw out a digital download for Quilter's Life members, and it will go up. So please don't order it. If you're not, we're doing hard copy only, and they are $13.50. That is me being a bit sneaky to get you to sign up just for 1 month for $10 to get your pattern and have a look around A Quilter's Life. And then you can leave again if you wish, or you can stay in and do some of the other stuff with all of us. That would be super. But it's going up in there this week, and I will put it in the general section for everyone that's a club member so that you know when it's ready to go. All right, so I'll pop it up so everyone gets something if I put it in general. So this is the final edit here now that I'm doing. And first and foremost, we did this one during the show. So when you have a look, I have listed as well the patterns separately to buy from the fabric kits, because if you're in A Quilter's Life and you like any of the combos I've put together, you don't need to buy the pattern. So I've done little links amongst all of them. So if you go into the pattern, there's a little link to go to all the kits. If you're in the kits, there's a link to go to the pattern. If you want to have it A Quilter's Life, there's a link to that. So I sat this morning, maybe in my pajamas, and did all the little hyperlinks and set it up for you. I just like saying that I know how to do a hyperlink. That's all. So this is not the original that we did on the show. I did go back and redo it. But the fun thing with this is it has a hexagon base. So if you remember when we did it, I designed the base shape off this actual print. So we actually, so you can see, so I've got one in the middle, and we actually cut it down to the sizes of that print, which was really good fun. So that was the base, and then we have the sides. And do you remember we worked out how on earth we were going to do it? And what it ends up with, I've got a different inside now, don't get excited about the inside. What we realized is we did need to do a set-in base. So I'm just going to show you that this morning. I've got one lining still to do. So that's the base in there. I've called this in the description floating zip with tabs. So this is a zip that's set in the same as what we do with our Melba trio of purses. So the zip is encased at each end with a tab, and it kind of just sits sewn in between the front and back panel. And it may or may not go a little bit into your side seams. It doesn't matter. It's all set in there. And this one's got our funky green zip included. I'm going to confess, you'll see, I took these photos at 20 to 8 this morning out here and uploaded them. We were just ready in time. So you're going to have some very informal looking photos sitting in front of my sewing machine, except for this one, which was taken in situ in the garden, or outside, or maybe on a chair in the garden room. I can't remember, because that's the one that's featured on the front of the pattern. So the kit for this one that I have popped up is here, and I will confess, when I took the photos this morning, get them out from under Ginny, I think I've taken some misleading photos because I just wound up what was left of a metre piece after I cut off my 12.5-inch zip, and I've just done that. So there's actually more zip showing in the photo than there should be. So I probably need to take new photos to put them in. But if you do have a 1 metre pack of zip in your stash from me, you're going to get 3 purses out of it. So you buy 1 metre of zip, and you buy a pack of 3 pulls, and then you'll get 3 purses worth. So when you choose your colour and you're working from your stash, you might want to go with just a metallic silver, a metallic gold, or a black. The grey, the pale grey with silver teeth is pretty neutral as well. So you might want to choose one that's going to go with everything that you think you might use from your stash. And I've chosen with all of these to use the snowflake zip pull because it's a hexagon and we've got a hexagon base, so that's what I chose to go with. So this is the fabric going into, I'll just move that. This is the fabric that's in the kit. So we did run out of the original one, so this is the one I've photographed. This is one of Jason's. Actually, is that the same? Oh, look, it is. It must be a favourite of mine. It's the same one that I've used for one of our little pin cushions with the Michelle Hill design on the top. There you go. There you go. So that would be a very cool match to have together if you were using it for a sewing bag. So it's got the bright green and it's got a silver snowflake. So that's that one. Jin Jin, are you sitting on, I don't know the cheese. I did one in, I suppose, more earthy, dare I say, masculine colour look, because we've got Father's Day coming up, and I thought that would be a very cool kind of toiletry bag look for a guy. You could coat the inside with Odie coat as well so that it was waterproof. So that's this one in that lovely cascading falling leaf print. A little bit of metallic gold on there. And with this one, I chose to go with this beautiful teal zip with not the bright gold, but the really classy antique brass teeth. So that's that one. So it's got its snowflake there. And I have teamed it up with one of the Banyan batiks. This is, do you remember we were talking about the background for the Japanese Baltimore folks in the club? That's one of the prints that I thought would be awesome for a background. And I will be back tomorrow with the next installation for the Japanese Baltimore in the parasol block for the club. There you go. So that's that one. I really like this, and I'm actually give this one to my dad for Father's Day with maybe a bit of a lolly stash in there for him. He also bowls. What do you take when you go bowling? Do you need stuff that I could put in here? I don't know. Do they have like a cloth and stuff and gloves? I will have to find out. If anyone bowls, please tell me what you need to take to bowling with you. I don't know. I know he walks off with a trolley, but I don't know. These are all important things I need to know. All right, this one. Pretty. Went very pretty. This is a lovely little print. This is the one we're going to have a play with this morning. Very delicate. So if you are into red work or you've got a friend that's into red work, this would be lovely. And I'm quite sure you could whip up a little needle case to go with it. We haven't finished the inside, so I'm going to look at that with you. If you did last year's advent calendar, or pop into TIO, into the tiers on the website, there's a little flower needle case. So with your leftover fabric, if you've got your club, go in and have a look, because a little matching needle case with a little bit of stitchery or one of these little flowers taken off on the front would be really, really cute to have. This one we're using that lovely print with, see, there's that lovely neutral pale grey zip I was talking about, and I need some zips. We all need some zips in our lives. I agree, Joan. How are you, Joan? You good? Who got, everyone arrived when I wasn't looking. So someone said, name of the lady please that made the bags last week. Megan Lancaster is correct for the money, Chris. She comes up as Meg Lancaster when she's watching live, and she is, if you want to follow her on Facebook or Instagram, she's, I forget which one she's on now. She's Lancaster Textiles. And so Megan teaches, super duper teaches zipper purse bags, and she also sells her finished bags at markets and things up in Northern Victoria. She's amazing. I own 2 and they're awesome. She's a big upcycling queen as well. She was very proud of me last week. I found some pinwheel green cords to go with one of my new boutiques. So there you go. All right, so that's that kit. And please go back and have a look at the show I did with Megan. It's only, when was it? 2 weeks ago. So it was after the creative escape on, yeah, so straight after that on the Sunday morning. How could I forget? On the 25th of May. Yes, on that day. Megan did some cool zipper pocket demos for you, and you could put one of those welt ones that you did, you cut the slit and you fold it all inside. You could incorporate one of those into the lining on this bag if you wanted to, or you could actually have one on the outside as well. Please go back and have a look at her demo, because you could add in with her knowledge, with her how to cool demo knowledge if you wanted to. So that's those 2. And then finally, last but not least, I've done one in Jason's Vivid. So you're never going to lose this at a quilt end, because it's going to stand out and you're going to be able to see it from across the room. You're never going to leave it behind. You can't, it will scream at you from across the room or under the table. There you go. And if that's not loud enough, the lining is. So this one, Ginny Chandler, oh no, I put it up here. Thought it was completely encased under the fluff ball. So there you go. So see, you didn't get the lime. You didn't get the lime colour movement. It's gone into this kit, and you've got that zip with it, and you've got snowflake pull. I'll put it on there so you can see it. So the kit, so you've got 1/2 metre of fabric and your zip. So the fabric, zipper and zip pull kits are $15, and then if you're in the club, you're going to have the pattern this week for your $10 a month membership, and then if not, you can purchase the pattern as a hard copy for $13.50. So you can pick and choose what you'd like to do. If you're in the club, you might want to wait and download your pattern first and see what you've got. Have a look at your zip stuff you've got. So we'll pop that one back up there. I like that one. But then I like that one. This is screaming Biffy Dewhurst. If you know Biff, who used to have Lavender Cottage in Hyatt. This is Biffy. She is a red and white girl, loves red and white quilts, and I feel like this will be hers one day for sure. I'm just going to give it to her, because she doesn't make bags. She makes beautiful hand-pieced quilts, and I just think it will be hers for sure. Wendy Burns is here. Who did I miss? Pam Shrek's here. Not long till you come to visit, may I just add. Jan's here. Marilyn Foster's here. Oh, that is so lovely. Thank you for joining me this morning. Liz Brett. Did your father leave the door open, Ginny? Holy moly. Oh, Sue, that is so true. The bag would look very nice in denim. In fact, you know, if you've got those random, oh yes, those random leftover EPP hexagon flowers hanging around, denim, right there on both sides. Whack one on. Oh, that'd be really nice. Just lovely. Okay, now this is the base to go into this one. In the instructions, it actually says at the moment to I got to go all the way out, don't I? To line up 2 opposite corners with each side seam on the purse. So just pushing all the way back out, and that's going to work really well if you want. But in that one yesterday, I did something different, and it's all about trusting the pattern, which I shouldn't really say because it's my pattern, but there are 2 ways to do it. I'm going to try another way this morning because it worked on that one. if you trust the pattern, there is another way. But first of all, the instructions kind of pretty much say this: to pin at that corner and then pin across here. What the pattern doesn't say yet, and it will, is to press, if you can, this side seam open, because even just down this end, because it's going to be a little bit easier to line up the point here and get it to sit nicely on this side with the side seam of the bag. You probably can't see that well enough, sorry, because it's white. So here, lined up with here. Now, to get this to all sit really nicely around the sides, because we didn't quite get to that bit, did we, last time? We need to mark in the seam allowance on this hexagon. Because you know how, and I say this with a lot of our set-in seams and where you've got to leave the seam allowance open. I've got a track record, haven't I, with using Frixion pens that don't work live on Facebook. How do we go this morning? Oh, hallelujah. Okay. So, always when I've got an angled, particularly an angled seam, which I get a lot with hexagons and octagons, and I really need to get back into the habit of it. If you are in a quilter's, if you are in here, have a look please under Catch Up with Leesa. So you go into the community and then you get all your topics down the left hand side. Please go in and have a look, because I uploaded you the next sneak peek of my new fabric coming, and it's going to be Kaleidoscope City. So I need to get my hexagon mojo back on and remember to mark in my seams. I'm marking the whole side, but really I'm only just about this intersection here. I want to know exactly where that is. It's easy enough when I'm just doing the first one sitting on the side seam, but as we work our way around the bag, it's super cool to have it marked. So we're going to mark that one, turn it around and mark this one. The other thing, well, it's not the other thing, one thing that I decided we needed to do with this bag is not leave an opening in the base seam like we do with most of our bags to turn through. With this one, I'm leaving the seam opening on one of the side seams of the lining, because this is a hexagon, and so 4 of the sides here are cut on the bias, and we've got give. So doesn't matter how tight the thread count is, it's gonna, did you like that? It's going to stretch a little bit as we sew. So that pin's going to go in there, and then I'm going to come back, just giving you, this is the demo for now, and I would pin this side twice, like that. When we go around the corner and we need to get this to fit, we would do the same. So what you actually do is go around, pin these ones, and then you come and ease in the base. Now, I'm not for a second going to suggest we're all going to have a perfect line up here. And a lot of it will have to do with your seam allowance on the side. So I'm having to give that a little bit of persuasion. When you sew down the side seams, as to what width, what finish width you've ended up with at the base. But that will all go in, and then this will go in here. Now, to make this all fit well, I have popped in the instructions, you'll need to come around the back here and clip. Into the base, sorry, into the bottom edge of the lining, so that now it will just pivot lovely around the corner. So this is option number 1. Whoops. And I would actually suggest sewing this side first and then going round and doing the other side. So that's one way. And then I was thinking about the stretch, and I thought, oh, maybe I shall go and do my usual trick, which is to use the quilter's tape. And then I thought, trust the maths and trust the pattern. So I want to show you just quickly. I won't do the whole lot, but I want to show you quickly what I did with the one up on the wall. I got my quilter's tape, and I decided to treat it. I've got to find the end. Hang on, put my glasses on. I decided to treat it as I would just a flat quilt block. There I would be sewing hexagons together, because that's going to be happening a lot too in September with Cultural Influence Yomu, my first of my Cultural Influence series, which is Japanese, and Yomu is Leesa in Japanese. Yes, so if you're in a quilter's life, you can see the border print happening. So if you do this, which I don't need to do them all, do I? Because I can reuse the same bits of tape, so I'm being wasteful. So now if I stabilize all this, I can have the confidence, dum dum dum, to sew one seam, one side at a time, because perfect. Okay, so we are going to do this. I'm going to pin that to there. And then I'm going to pin this to here. Like that. So what you would expect, which is true, is that this side here is a third of the complete width of our panel. So what that means is that you can sew this from here to here. Now why the tape? Well, the tape's going to give you your 1/4 inch seam, but it's also going to stabilize the edge. So if it is one of the 4 edges that is cut on the bias, like that. If it is one of the edges that is cut on the bias, the tape is going to stabilize it while you sew it. So you will sew from here to this corner that you've got marked, and you will stop, finish off, and then at this point you can come in and clip your seam here, and then you'll be able to turn the corner, put your tape on, and do the next one. And so just do one at a time, like we do with, I gotta think now, Imperial Windows, Sunburnt Country, Under the Australian Sun, huge kaleidoscope hexagonal quilt that I have not finished, that I will finish for the exhibition next year. I think Carol finished her, Carol Newton finished hers. I don't know if you've finished yours, but mine will be done for that next year. So one seam at a time, finish, come out, clip the corner, go back in, do the next one, clip the corner. That way you're actually going to get a really nice accurate flat seam for your inset hexagon. So I'm going to finish that one off today, because I don't want people coming in going, bag's not finished. And my usual excuse is I like to leave my lining opening open, because every now and then someone will come in and go, I don't get it. Usually, and it's just that they haven't made a bag before, and it's lovely, and I get to walk them through that whole 3D process of how you give birth to a bag through an opening and a lining. It's a good excuse, but if that was my excuse, I'd only have one sample bag sitting behind the counter to show people, not 5 sitting in the shop that are not finished. So there you go. So I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a go. It was so much fun that night, working out how to do this together. It was really good. So, but now it is an official pattern that'll be out this week, and you can order it. So that's that. I have to say, just, you know, I've done them in prints, but get all your scraps, strip sew them all together. I always love saying this to you. Get all your scraps left over, strip sew them together. All your salvages would make a gorgeous signature one as well. So you can do it in just one beautiful print, but use up all your leftovers, all your English paper piecing, all your blocks left over from something else, all your leftover binding strips. Binding strips are a big thing, aren't they? You just end up with endless bits of 2 1/4 left over. So pop them in there like the kangaroo pouch with all the little stripes in it too. All right, so that's that. And oh, it's only a little show today, just a little one. We'll do a nice big one next Sunday, but just a little one. We did 3 this week, so I thought a little one might be appropriate this morning. Now, back to the saga of the disappearing 9 patch. Step 3. Today, we are going to use a whole heap of different coloured squares from our Halcyon charm pack. So if you just want to roll your eyes about now and turn off, walk away and get a fresh cuppa and get on with your day, I will totally understand. Okay. Oh, fun thought. If you have got your Halcyon charm pack and you have this year's calendar, you can cut a slither off all of your pieces and make yourself another woven patchwork pincushion, like the one we did in the calendar with interwoven. So excited it's here this week. So what I've done this morning is I have chosen 9 different colours, and I have cut 2 sets, and I have put them together all differently. So that's those 3 there. And I need to iron, I'm going to iron all of these in one direction, I guess. It won't matter, will it? Set the seam first. And then, because I can always turn one around. So I'll iron this way. I've got Will working with me today. So I'm just slowly stealing all of Margaret's relatives. Will is Margaret's eldest grandson, so if you were at the Creative Escape, you'll know exactly who Will is, and he's working with me today. So he's going to be doing a lot of website-y things, but at the same time he'll be looking after our customers. So I've turned one of these around so that they're going to butt against each other, and now I need to add on a 3rd row. So probably that. How's that? So that they are all different, and then we can pop them together like that. And then this would be another set. Let's see how this looks first. We'll take it across to the sewing machine. Who was I talking to? Joan Mackenzie, who I hadn't spoken to forever, was saying, Leesa, she couldn't believe you'd never done a 9 patch block. 9 patch disappearing block. It's the first one I ever did. So I know I'm behind the 8 ball. Good morning, Deb Burt. Thank you. I'm sure it will be fine today. It'll be fun, and it's still foggy out there. It's so foggy, but you know, hot cuppa, fabric shopping, it'll be good fun. And as always, if no one comes, there is so much to do. Why is that not moving? Give me a tip. Why is that not moving? Move along, mate. What happened? Oh, goodness me. Hang on a tick. What did I do to my baby? I always take the blame. It's never my sewing machine's fault. It's always my fault. Operator error. And it's like they know they're going in for a service this week. So, 2 going in for a service, and I'm then going to pull out my 735, and we have not played together for a very long time. And so what that means is when I first get him out, I won't just fire him up and start sewing. That would just be really, really naughty to do that. He will get opened. Don't play up on me. Don't play up on me. Come on. Oh, I've got a problem. This is embarrassing. Let's go forward a bit. There we go. No, I've got a serious problem. I reckon I've got a bit of thread caught underneath in there. So give me 2 seconds. And if I can't fix it, we'll abandon this and come back and do it next week. Or I'll pop in and do it just random later today. So when this repeatedly happens to you, do you just keep trying? It's like doing an experiment the same way every time and expecting a different result, yeah? And that's what I'm going to do for a 3rd time. And then if it doesn't work, we'll walk away. Because it is 9 o'clock. And Will and I have got an hour to finish off some pre-cutting that we need to do on some new fabrics that have come in. So I don't know why it keeps deciding. There we go. Well, I take all that back. But yes, back to pulling out a sewing machine that you haven't used for a very long time. Do not just fire it up. If it hasn't been used for over a Benina, look, 3 months. Anything else, because they're thirsty beasts, 6 months. Just don't do it, because everything can seize up. It's lubricated with oil and they do dry out. So what I will do when I open him up is treat him like he's been running flat out for a long time, and I will turn the hand wheel ever so carefully the first time. It sounds a bit dramatic, but it's not. Just give the hand wheel a few cranks and then get in there and give it a clean and an oil before you start up, so it's got lovely fresh oil in there. The same goes in winter. Oil, the viscosity can change, so if it has been sitting in a freezing cold place, then also let the machine warm up before you start using it. And I would have thought that was hoo-hoo, silly, silly, but after being a dealer and working with Tim, the most amazing Benina serviceman on the planet, not biased or anything, absolutely so important to let your machine warm up in a room before you fire it up and before you start using it, so the oil and everything's got a chance to warm up and lubricate properly as you start up. But I will pull it out and do all of that before I use it. Because you can seize up a machine. It's like a car, you can seize it up. Okay, so we'll just give these an iron. I didn't set that seam, which was naughty of me. And on the other end of the spectrum, if you have got the ideal, they're going to butt up against each other. Let's just check this arrangement here. That's all good. That's all good. Okay. If you have the ideal spot for your machine, and my idea of an ideal spot for a machine in winter, which I used to have, was that underneath my sewing table there was a floor ducted heating vent. And then I could just sit with my feet over the top of it, and it was wonderful. But again, if your machine's constantly sitting somewhere where there's a lot of hot air, it will dry out quicker. So you need to keep that in mind as well. To give it some love and some oil. Okay, so I'm not going to use pins again, but I'll just abut these seams as best I can. Again, you might have a heap of experimental blocks that you could put together for one of those purses. Hear that? Sounds like a shaft cutter. It needs oil, but this is the last time I'm going to use it before it goes for its service. So it's a little bit like, though, if you have a cleaner come and clean your house. You clean up your house before the cleaner comes. And the same the same goes with sewing machines. There's a little bit of pride there. I will be giving it a clean before I send it off for a service and a clean. Because I don't want them talking about me going, did you see the state of her machine? You'd think she'd know better. I can't deal with it. I have to do it. I'm sure he wouldn't say that, but still. Alright, last one. And then we can chop. Ginny knows there's something going on today. She knows we're open, and she keeps on going back and forth to the door to see who's going to arrive. And she loves Will. Okay, we'll set this. And then we'll do this. We'll iron out. Oh, I missed one there. Still, if I'd pinned it, I wouldn't have. So that lot goes that way. That lot goes that way. There we go. That'll do us for the play. Now I do wonder if it's probably fraught with danger having all different combinations in the 9 patches. You would, to get that secondary pattern, I'm guessing that it's good to have them all the same, because then when you cut and rotate the blocks for your disappearing 9 patch, you'll get all these really cool secondary patterns going on where they join up. So, just guessing. Oh Lord, ruler. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down through the middle. Yes. Yes. So, that's going to sit there. And turn around and do the same the other way. So this week I've got a lot on, and I've got a bit of travel down to the city and things to do, so there won't we won't do a midweek this week, I don't think. It's a bit hard, but there will be a newsletter, and it will touch on a lot of the things that you and I talk about in Facebook, but there'll probably be a few other things as well. Oh, I've just remembered a fabric on the back of the stand I didn't show you. So just hey, there we go, like that. Super cool. So just keep an eye out for your newsletter, and if you haven't signed up for it yet on our website on chandlerscottage.com, please do, and we'll add you in before it goes out this week. So we'll just see how the week spans out, folks, because there's a lot on this week. Okay, that is super cool. Do we go the other way? Are we going to go this way? We're going to do that. And what if we rotate this one that way? Then we get a randomly sincerely cool block. And then if we go that way, and that way, we get our little pinwheel effect in the middle. And then we can kind of mess with them and move them round to get more contrast if we wish. So then we get that. And then if we were to have a second lot, we'd come over here. Then we get this cool block, which I really like this one too. So then we get our little guy sitting out in the corner. So the main thing, I guess, is we have to remember that the colour that you like the least, which I didn't do it in this case, is the one that you pop in the centre of your original 9 block, because that's the one that's going to get chopped up and you're not going to see a lot of it. So that would probably be the one that you'd pop in there. So there you go. And that's all. We've had all that play this week from our charm pack and we've hardly touched it. I've got heaps left, so that's really cool. Anyway, lots of fun. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoy your Monday. If you've got today off, then all the better, and you can get some sewing done today. And I look forward to seeing you at the latest next Sunday morning at 8 a.m. All right, so have a fantastic Monday, won't you? Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you.